DegloireSpace signing in. There's a friend group that I know. They'd meet up constantly, and it's been a few years. And then one of them seems to have gone a little bit rogue, causing issues for the group. And it seems like there's been some conflict amongst them, and the others are afraid that this guy is going to reveal things that this person has said. So basically they're afraid of potential blackmail. You know, I know this about you and I'm gonna tell other people. So today's topic, we're gonna look at what happens if somebody tries to blackmail you. How do you behave? What do you do? In the old days, you will see majority of groups, cults, families, if things like that happened, it was highly possible that they'd kill the person. Till now, if you look into cults and tight groups, when the person first enters this circle, they take an oath, and basically the oath is you can't leave, and if you leave, you get me. And you can understand what was behind this. Basically, I've given, let's just say we were close. You're bound to say things that could be offensive to other people. You might not mean any harm by it. It might just be like, hey, I'm feeling a particular way. And then I say to you, look, that person annoys me like this, you know, day-to-day talk. And there might not be any long-term motivation by the talk. It could be just on the moment you had a disagreement, so you go and tell your friends. And then years later, when you break up with your friend group, that particular person says, oh, he doesn't really like you. He said this about you. And then that brings about the headaches and things like that. So what to do? Before we begin with this, there is an old proverb. I believe it's Arabian. The proverb says, it was not that the loyal one betrayed you. It was you who trusted the disloyal. So that's the first thing. Don't trust people just on merit. Oh, I like this person. I have so much in common with them. Oh, he's related to me. She's related to me. Oh, we grew up together. Those are not grounds for trust. I know it might sound counterintuitive because you think, I grew up with this person, or this person knows me, or this person, you know, have the same beliefs as me, so I can trust them. The fact is, you don't know, because it's a personality, it's a value system that the person has. Unless you know the person deeply, you know their value system, you know what their values, their core values. I'm not talking about what values, you know, I'm a Christian or a Muslim and we don't lie. Yeah, tell me more. It's not just I belong to this group and in our we got the 10 commandments, so we don't kill, okay? It doesn't work like that, and that's very, very naive thinking. So the first thing you need to do is be able to look at the person. Don't rush in to trust them. These are preventative steps. Don't rush in to trust somebody. Have a look. Everybody gives you little hints and tips about their trustworthiness. You just need to read it. For example, as you're sitting with this person, they might have a word of disrespect and then they cover it up quickly. Now, I'm not telling you to be paranoid, but take that into consideration. Test it. Look at it. Think about the motivation behind it. You don't have to make a stance, but be wary. Because if somebody does that, it means disrespect might be part of their character. Secondly, look at how they talk about other people. For example, if a man comes and talks to you about his wife, oh, she's this, she's that. That's his wife. He lives with this person. They sleep on the same pillow, as they say, under the same roof. They have duties towards each other. And this person is talking about her, or it could be, you know, the husband, or it could be the wife talking about the husband. That shows me that this person could have loyalty issues. They don't know how to keep a secret. They don't know how to cover up for people that they like. Now, I'm not talking here about, oh, you know, my husband beats me up every day. No, that's different. You know, if you're in that situation, of course tell, because anything that endangers your life, it's stupid to not even take that stance. But what I'm trying to say is this: while you're with that person, you go and tell somebody else, oh, you know what he thinks about this person, you know what he actually is. That if somebody does that, like comes to me and tells me that about their wife, you know, their husband or whatever, if he's talking or she's talking about that person, what chance do I have? How can I even compete with that person in terms of closeness? You depend on that person. You share with that person. You don't share with me. You don't depend on me. And if you can talk about a person like that, where do I stand? So that'll always be my first step. And of course, this one doesn't come to you when you're young. It could, but after you've experienced a few people, you kind of start noticing that there are patterns. Somebody who talks about other people is bound to talk about you. Somebody who mocks other people is bound to mock you. They're not gonna just like stop doing it. Now, what happens if you find yourself in that situation? You know, I know something about you, and I might just tell. You can try to play it politically. For example, you can try to get the peace. So at that point, you might do some playing around to show the person, hey, I'm not a threat. But you never say I'm not a threat. You never tell the person that you're worried if they tell that thing. Oh, look, you know, please don't tell anyone about this. You know, like, okay, cool. Never let the other person know that what they have about you is valuable. Even if it is, because that thing that they might say, or, you know, worse, it could be somebody who, you know, I back in the early 2000s, I remember a guy who at university, he was blackmailing his ex with some nude pictures that he had of her. You know, I mean, she doesn't want people to know about that, doesn't want people to see, and that's, you know, that's something that you can even, you know, take to the law. But in the end of the day, there's not much you can do, even if you do take it to the law and that person, you know, gets punished for it or whatever. But it's like those pictures have been leaked. It's too late. So what you got to try to do, you got to try to show that thing is not that important. Like, okay, cool. You show that it's not important by not giving it importance in your conversation. And the thing is, as you're growing up, people are bound to have something on you, and especially now, the time of the internet. Somebody will remember something you did back when you were 15, 16. Oh, I remember the time you did this. You remember? And you're like, man, I was 16 back then. I was growing up. I didn't have experience. Or if it's somebody you were intimate with, you'll be like, man, like, I was intimate with you. Like, it's not like I'm, you know, this is something. If that person doesn't have the maturity to know that I treated you like that because we were intimate, we were close. Some people don't get it. Then they want to announce it out and so on. So you would try to not show importance to that thing, to try to get them to not really consider it. But to be honest with you, you don't know what clicks in their head one day. So yeah, you don't want to increase the conflict. You don't want to add fuel to the fire. But let's just say that person becomes threatening and that person decides that, hey, I'm gonna, or does it. What do you do? Firstly, never accept to be part of the blackmail thing. Now, if you've done some crime and that's what you're trying to cover up, you know, good luck with that. But, you know, crime doesn't pay. Ask Batman. Ask Batman that crime does not pay. But assuming it's nothing like that, it's just things that are normal things that happen between people, nothing criminal. You can't give in to someone who's trying to blackmail you. You have to accept that, okay, this thing is gonna come out about me and there isn't much I can do, and I just have to accept it. That will be a huge win for you. It might cause a rift between you and other people. It might break some bonds that you have. It could change your life, and you gotta be okay with that. If you hadn't taken preventative measures, it's possible that all those things might get lost by this person talking about you, blackmailing you, whatever it be. What do you do? Do you live at the mercy of this person? Oh, please, please don't, don't tell. What, do you live like that? Do you live without your dignity? Things like that. I'm telling you, in the old days, there's a reason why somebody like that would get killed. Betrayal would end in killing because of what it can cause you. Because of what it can cause your whole group, your whole family, your tribe, whatever. You can't live at the mercy of that. You can't allow someone to bully you like this. And that's something that on this channel, I've voiced out a lot. You have to be okay with loss. Loss is not avoidable. You just have to play your cards right and see if you hadn't taken preventative measures before, you got to learn for the future. Whenever I meet someone, I take some prevention. And the prevention should not cripple you into not living an authentic life. The preventative steps are just filtering systems. That's all they are. So there shouldn't be a preventative measure that says, from now on, I will never trust people again. You should never have trusted people blindly ever. You should always have a filtering system. You should know where to place your trust. That's a skill you need to do. Don't go to the reaction, which is I'll never trust anyone, because you can trust people to different degrees, and life will give you at least one person eventually that you will be very, very close to. DegloireSpace signing out.